welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Hawks continue their journey as they play an interconference matchup in this road game. Thanks for joining us, everyone. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, whether it's jilted fans in Utah or a player's feelings after an unwanted trade, we always hear that saying, there's no loyalty in sports. But is there any room for nuance? The league's a business and a competition. And in any competition, there are winners and losers. Guys?
Great stuff, David. Thank you. Two teams that run offense through the block, Brent. What does playing inside out do to a defense?
Well, it's kind of the idea, and we've talked about it, Kevin, the accordion of the defense.
Right.
You press them in and then out, and then at some point, if they don't work themselves back in, there are advantages on driving angles, there's advantages of attacking closeouts, and then opportunities open up. And the more of those easy shots go in, it starts to deflate that defense.
Boy, you need that center to kind of have his head on a swivel, right? He's got to have that great vision about where guys are.
Well, between that and also you being a big Polka fan, we'll see how this accordion defense plays out tonight.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. And it sprints outside at the three with Collins down at the power forward. And it's Young. Then there's Len. Now here's Iguodala. 5 on the clock. Good on the bucket. Iguodala's got the game going with his first points of the game for the Grizzlies.
He fights through some aggressive defense. Iguodala using those broad shoulders and not taking no for an answer.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Iguodala with the steal. Here's ABC, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
Just barely too late and catches it on the way down. He's already in the air there, committed, so can't fault him for going for the block.
Young outside. From outside, off the mark. Memphis with the ball. 4-point game, and they pick up 2.
Iguodala is so skilled down low, playing his cards right that time and laying them on the table.
Young outside. And it's sent back by Howard. 16 feet away. Len with the block.
Well, putting the wingspan to great use, Len throws that one away.
And there's Jackson on the assist by Howard.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
The Grizzlies have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Prince against Iguodala. Jackson in the corner. Here's ABC. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. ABC's got 5 now.
And they are starting to pull away here as the shots continue to fall.
Start to feel their confidence. That's the difference between the success they're having now and the struggles they faced earlier.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
Here's Collins. And the shot goes in.
And, you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
Prince against Iguodala. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Prince. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. Howard's got his 4th rebound in this one. And again, it's the Grizzlies from deep.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. They trail by 14. Iguodala against Len. It's Prince on the wing. From downtown, it's rebounded by Memphis. Now the pass to ABC. Len with the block. And so it looks like the Grizzlies will retain possession here. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for ABC. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Atlanta. Turner comes in for Taurean Prince. Wright outside. Clock at 6. From the wing, it's Dedmon with the rebound. The Hawks trail by 14. Poked loose. Pass to Young. Bangs home the trifecta.
And the touch Young has from beyond the arc, he is almost unguardable from there.
And Wright kicks to Iguodala. Passes to Howard. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. Iguodala's got 3 assists now in this one. Hawks have gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. Back to Young. Pass to Dedmon. Feeds it to Turner. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And Evan Turner, the former number 2 pick out of Ohio State, he has a utility knife for this team. He can wear a lot of different hats. His versatility might be his best trait.
Shooting 2.
And he makes the first. And with Turner, as you mentioned, Greg, he can play both wing spots and does whatever you need from him on offense.
Well, you like what he's playing in the post and bullying small wings. Much better from that area of the floor than from outside. He also can act as a playmaker, very adept at running the pick and roll.
And so he makes both from the line.
That's what we saw with Evan Turner before he joined this ball club, was the ability to play multiple positions, and he's so versatile. He can do a little bit of everything, run the team through him, and also be an off-the-ball scorer.
Now here's Jackson, and that one drops for him.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And I'm loving what I'm seeing, the passion that they're playing with up and down the floor.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. So many modern offenses no longer rely on a point guard to initiate the play. Tell us a little bit more. Walk us through that process.
I think a lot of teams, Kevin, are getting more towards motion offenses, almost playing in a secondary break where you've either coming off a score, you're coming down the floor, the point guard gets off the ball, and with all the players moving around and with the multifaceted skill set of your small forward and your power forward who's now playing at the point, distributing the ball, setting screens, DHO. Because of that skill set, you don't really have the heavy reliance on point guard domination with the basketball, setting up every play, and being the only playmaker on the floor. Now you have 3 and sometimes 4 getting that job done.
1:41 left to play here in the first. Hunter kicks to Turner. Here's Bembry. He's covered by Iguodala. Shot clock at 6. The Hawks need to get off a shot here, but they get it back. Turner, the bounce pass. Here's Bembry. He's covered by Iguodala. Great open look there. Parsons got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Wright looking around. He kicks to Iguodala. The dish to Valanciunas. And there's the rebound by Dedmon.
Yeah, just misjudged the layup. Defense has to be better. Very fortunate there.
Here's Bembry. He's covered by Iguodala. Dedmon passes to Hunter. Over Jackson. No good off the back of the rim.
That was some very intimidating, aggressive defense that really helped alter that shot.
Crowder kicks to Wright. Outside Jackson. Back to Wright. Shot from the top of the key. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Grizzlies lead by 10. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Guys, what's your take on the Grizzlies so far?
Through that first one, they've turned this thing into a track meet.
Love the pace they're playing with. Anytime you can get your offense going without the defense setting up, you got a huge advantage.
And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. It's a 10-point game. And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So, on the floor for Memphis, Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Jay Crowder. And there's Iguodala. And there's Jackson. And it's Wright in at the point. The Hawks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
2 shots.
The free throw drops for Hunter. ABC's checked in for the Grizzlies. He's perfect from the line this time. Here's Wright. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Well, you just look at the talent that left the Hawks over the last few seasons, Brent. Easy to see why they needed to start over.
Yeah, it started with Al Horford and his departure, and then Teague and Millsap did the same. And hard for any franchise to remain competitive when you lose that many quality players, especially their chemistry in Budenholzer's system. Arguably a great fit for one another, and now off to doing bigger and better things.
Yep, that one goes. Hunter's got 4 this quarter.
This is where you want the shots to come from, deep inside the paint and high percentage opportunities.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, since the rise of the Warriors, we've seen a fair amount of soul-searching by the league's other contenders. There is incredible pressure to shake things up. Now, sometimes it can elevate a team, but we have often seen it also can tear a team apart.
It can be fragile for sure. David, thank you so much. And the foul called on ABC. That's his first foul. So for the Hawks, Alex Len comes in for Dwayne Dedmon, and ABC subbed in for Hunter. Len kicks to Parsons. Just 4 to shoot. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Grizzlies will take it. And the Hawks making a change here. Young's checked in. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Here's ABC. He's got 5. Kicks to Valanciunas. Over Young. Valanciunas, good. And it's a 10-point Grizzly lead.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. Brent, we're seeing shorter training camps. I don't know if it adds to injuries or takes away from injuries with fresher bodies. What do you think about that whole philosophy?
I believe that the shorter training camp did lead itself or lend itself to more injuries last year. And one of the things that I'm concerned with, Kevin, just on a physiological level for players, is that what they are doing to prepare themselves for the season as an individual player, working on your weaknesses and doing those sort of things, is not the same as getting into training camp and preparing yourself for your stamina, your endurance, and your wind. And I wonder if there will be some moves in the next couple seasons about trying to get off the individual training and get back to more of the endurance stamina training so that these little injuries are just not part of a season in the future.
John Collins, he's checked in for Parsons. The inbound pass and finished off by Collins.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Here's ABC, defended by Young. ABC, no good on that one. Good defensive work there by Young. The Hawks trail by 8. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And the call will be against Alex Len. That's his first foul. Howard's checked in for Memphis. Jackson comes in for Josh Jackson. Here is Howard. Memphis moving it around. Here's ABC, defended by Young. And now Young running the floor all by himself.
You know, after the pick, good job igniting the fast break. Young is a catalyst in so many ways.
Inside. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Len. And for those of you just joining us, in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's ABC. Young up top. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
You have to guard Young tight. You got to know he's thinking of shooting as soon as the ball hits his hand.
Even after a number of years in this league, Len still feels like a developmental project.
Well, out of the 5 positions, centers seem to be not only the latest guys to develop, but also with the way the game is going, you wonder what their position is in today's game. You look at Marc Gasol, he didn't become elite until he turned about 30 years old. Hassan Whiteside, DeAndre Jordan. It takes some time, Kevin.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
The pass to ABC. And the rejection by Collins. And oh, here we go. Young's got it. The fast break chance. Second chance shot. And with that shot, the Grizzly lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Collins.
Just a grinder. Always doing the dirty work on the offensive glass. And that's one of the things he brings to the table.
Now here's Crowder. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Collins. Pass to Young. And he hits it to tie the game up. Young's got 6 points in the quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's ABC, defended by Young, and that one is good. 7 points for ABC.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he's also crafty with how he approaches it. Right there, he uses just the right move to lay it in.
Now here's Len. Young inside. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Young's got the game tied up here for Atlanta.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
For Memphis, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field in this second quarter so far. And Memphis turns it over again. And Memphis making a change here. Iguodala's checked in. Then for the Hawks, Hunter's checked in for Len, and it's Prince in for ABC. We've got 1:28 left in the first half of basketball. Now here's Prince. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Young taking his time here. Shot clock at 5.
Just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
It's Iguodala with the drive. Goes to the reverse layup and taps it in. Iguodala's got 6 points.
Good high release that time from Andre Iguodala, easily getting the shot over the defense.
Down low, and he goes in for the dunk.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
Especially in a game that is this close, every possession counting. That was just one side wanting it more than the other. You cannot give players that kind of positioning, and the defense also late in trying to alter that shot.
Prince kicks to Collins. Young outside.
Yeah, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Passes it to Howard. And the rejection by Collins. And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Grizzlies out in front. They lead by 4. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it's good to have you back. You're watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. This right here is Kenny the Jet Smith. This right here is Shaquille O'Neal. Me, I'm just Ernie. It was a fast pace for Memphis at the outset. Some lights-out offense and defense on display as they went on an 11-0 run to start. That lead was whittled down by the end of the quarter, leaving them up by 5 after 1. Going into the second quarter, they lost a little focus, sacrificed some points, but still finished with a 4-point cushion at the half. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
Well, they showed a lot of discipline on offense, called some high percentage plays. Even when the defense devised different looks, they always seem to have the answer. That's good coaching.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
They got to get more aggressive on the glass. Over the first half, we saw them being schooled down low. You know what I'm going to say, Ernie. Barbecue chicken. If I was coach in the locker room right now, they'd be getting an earful. Extra rebounding. Effort will pay off in other ways. The energy is really where it starts. Something like that, Ernie.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go. Go over there.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
And through 2 quarters, he's been lights out. And you know he's going to look to add to those totals.
And defensively, hard to force him out of the rhythm at this point because he has a number of ways with which he can beat you.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. And so Young will bring it up for the Hawks, trailing by 4. And so in the game for the Hawks, and it's Prince outside at the 3 with Collins down at the power forward. Then it's Alex Len, and it's Young. Now here's Collins. Prince outside, poked away, and it's sent back by Howard.
Well, that reach of Dwight Howard is so impressive. A dominant shot blocker and a tremendous athlete.
ABC passes to Iguodala. Lobbed up there for Howard, and it's slammed in by Howard.
You have to get in front of Dwight Howard, and he has that kind of room to soar. He's going to finish alley-oops with style.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Now here's Len. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Prince outside over Iguodala. Here's Len, another shot, and boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
Man, that's a tough call for the ref to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
The Hawks shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Some changes for Memphis. Valanciunas comes in for Jackson, and it's DeLon Wright in for ABC. That free throw good from Len.
And 7'1", the Ukrainian big Alex Len is so solid. Still a lot of time to reach his potential, and hopefully he finds a way to do that.
Right against Young, Valanciunas, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, it's like 4 teenagers at home over the summer, just not enough activity. You've gotten your rest. It's time to man up.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
And last season, he was successful 81% of the time when he went to the line, so he didn't waste a lot of opportunities.
Find the lane.
Bembry's checked in for Atlanta. The free throw drops for Valanciunas. Well, last season we saw Valanciunas start to step out a bit with his shot.
You know, started taking about 1-3 a game, and you wonder if he's geared up to act more like a stretch 5 over the next part of his career. He's always had a great touch from the line and mid-range. Now, that just seems like a natural progression.
Here's Wright, following the basket by Trae Young. Got a piece of it, and that's out of bounds. Memphis will retain possession. Jackson, he's checked in for Dwight Howard. And then for Atlanta, Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Alex Len. Parsons comes in for Collins. And Turner's subbed in for Young. And stolen by Dedmon. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. And the shot is good. The Grizzly lead has been cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Bembry.
Oh, check out the handles there. Nasty spin move. Had his man grab it for air.
And Wright kicks to Jackson. And again, Memphis no good. For Atlanta, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Parsons' shot is off. And there's the foul. It goes on Evan Turner. That's his first foul. Jay Crowder's checked in for Memphis.
Second team foul. Check in.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Right, left side. Here's Valanciunas, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. The Grizzlies shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws. So those are numbers you'll be happy with.
Two shots.
And he knocks down the first one. ABC's checked in for the Hawks. Valanciunas hits them both.
Looking comfortable there from the line. Knows he needs to come through for his team at the charity stripe.
Turner, the bounce pass. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. It's deflected. Crowder with the steal. A wide open look here for Wright. That one falls. Coming off Iguodala's feet.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And Turner kicks to Dedmon. Back to Turner. Shot clock at 5. Atlanta again missing.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Iguodala lays it up off the glass. And it's an 8-point Memphis lead.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Now, here's Dedmon. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Turner against Wright. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wright. Here's Turner. A floater, and the layup is up and in. A new head coach, Lloyd Pierce, is looking to bring a defensive approach to the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Pierce has the resume you would want from a defensive coach. He came up in those teams in Memphis during the grit and grind time and learned some defensive techniques from Brett Brown in Philadelphia. Helped them last year on the defensive end to be a much stingier defense in the league.
2 on the clock. Three-pointer right. Atlanta with the rebound. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And the Grizzlies leading by 6. On the wing, Jackson. Covered by Parsons. And stolen by Parsons. He dishes it to Turner. Back to Parsons. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Jay Crowder.
And Chandler Parsons, a player who's just had some bad luck with injuries. You think back to when he was at full health and how impactful of a player he was. Still working to get back to that level, but it's been a long journey for Parsons.
Free throw, no good. And with Parsons, it wasn't that long ago. He was a top small forward with his scoring and playmaking.
You know, at one time thought to be the ideal small forward, you know, to give you a little bit of everything on the floor, could get to the rim, could stretch it with the perimeter shooting and a solid defender. His outside shooting, I think, still there, but the burst that allowed him to get good looks is something injuries may have taken away.
1:58 left in the third. Here's ABC. Turner covering. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
One shot.
The Hawks trail by 8. Young outside. Pass to Hunter. Back to Young. Sinks the three-pointer.
And that's just something that Young excels at. And boy, a joy to watch this guy shoot the ball.
Right outside. 1:22 left to play here in the third. Got a piece of it. There's the pass to Hunter. The Hawks working the ball around. Now, here's Dedmon. He's covered closely. Dwayne Dedmon, not a big name in the NBA right now, Brent, but he's a very productive player in what time he sees on the floor.
Well, he never does anything without misstep out there. Great length for a player. He competes on both ends of the floor, and he bolsters up a front line no matter what position you put him at, the 4 or the 5.
The first one falls.
Well, from the D-League to dominating defensively, Dwayne Dedmon hustling around.
And the Grizzlies making a change here. Howard's checked in, and a switch here also for Atlanta. Collins is checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
And Dwayne Dedmon, a player who started his NBA career late, was a rookie at age 24 and then floated around to several teams. But he has gone from being an end-of-the-bench guy to an important rotation player in just the last few seasons.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
Now, that's a play that only works by practicing over and over and having a great rhythm with your teammate. You could see the timing there.
Free throw line jump shot. The offensive rebound.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
Yeah, he's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end.
Young with the ball. He's got 18. Six on the shot clock. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And so it's the Memphis Grizzlies bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. And the Grizzlies leading by 7. Jackson is out there with Jackson. And it's ABC. Then there's Howard. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
Yeah, good job with the anticipation, and then the quick hands result in points off the break.
Sometimes you calculate the risks, and he did it there, but couldn't have turned out any better.
And here's Young from the arc. It doesn't go for him. And Memphis the other way now. Jacks up a three. Jackson misses. The Hawks trail by 11. Young outside. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Here's Len. It's rebounded by Memphis. Howard's got rebound number 8 now on the night. And it's slammed in by Howard.
And Howard has a high field goal percentage for a reason. He takes smart shots deep in the offense.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. To the middle. Collins kicks to Prince. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots the three. Rebounded by Jackson.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. And guys, Dwight Howard, a top 20 all-timer in rebounding, an 8-time All-Star center. Greg, will he be a Hall of Famer someday, you think?
Oh, he's a lock to be a Hall of Famer when you look at those numbers. Not to mention a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, and at his peak, one of the most impactful big men we've seen in the game.
He's checked in for Josh Jackson. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on Lloyd Pierce talking with his team. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We got to dial up our effort. Evan, we'll see if they have enough.
Thanks, David. Pass to ABC. Dishes to Howard. Over Len. No good from Howard. The Hawks trail by 15. Herter. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. To the paint. And it's Iguodala missing.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
Now, here is Young. And they get it. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Young's got 20 points.
An effective multi-dimensional scorer. Young is incredible at turning on the Jets when he's feeling.
Here's ABC, defended by Young. From about 16, connects, the jumper drops. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Sinks the three-pointer.
Well, the D has done a very poor job at contesting him from outside, guys. He's tearing into them right now, and they cannot stop him.
Now a timeout called by Memphis.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Dwight Howard.
Yeah, and his percentage from the field tonight, just amazing. He hadn't just been gunning. He's been picking his spots, and you need that kind of patience and discipline to shoot as well as he had.
This is as good a game as we've seen him play, and this crowd can't get enough of it. When he explodes like this, it becomes a special atmosphere in here. Shot clock at 6. And that one goes long. It's Young on the wing. Here's Prince. Lays it up and banks it in.
Well, he has good size at his position, and Taurean Prince, even though traffic around him doesn't speed him up. Nice shot there.
Here's ABC, defended by Young. Jackson has the open look. Good on the triple. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
Failure to extend the defense, not going to get you back in this game.
Yeah, it's just a big mistake against a great shooter. It feels like they've just completely lost their focus.
Herter, and the Hawks getting another basket right there. Memphis leading by 11. 1:43 left here in the fourth quarter. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Atlanta calls timeout. They're trailing by 11. A minute 42 left to play in the final quarter. A minute 42 left in the fourth. Young outside. Six to shoot. The dish now to Collins. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. 1:12 left in the fourth quarter. Here's ABC, guarded by Prince. Valanciunas, rejected by Len. It's Young on the wing. Hits it from three-point range.
Well, here's the problem. He's shooting the lights out, but they're still behind. They need another guy to step up.
Iguodala, the pass to ABC. Iguodala, no good.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Herter. Collins. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And now we've got the intentional foul. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they go to the intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over. They're behind by 8. 24 seconds left to play here in the fourth. .24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. It's money from deep.
Ice in his veins. Young excels at stepping to the plate and delivering in the clutch.
And that's an intentional foul.
Third team foul. Shooting for Memphis. 2 shots.
Oh, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And he ends up missing both free throws. And it's the Hawks' ball. They're on a 17-7 run. Inside, kicks it out to Prince. Sinks it, and he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt, professional move all the way, puts the team on his back when it matters most.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
2 shots.
Shoot 2.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. I like the fact that he took his time at the line and simply did what he does, practice his routine and seal it.
So a close game sees Memphis take this one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jonas, you have a lot on you in terms of controlling the paint. How do you think you're doing?
I feel good. There is a better game, there is a worse game, but, I'm bringing energy every game. I'm fighting, and my job is to take rebounds, set a screens. I'm doing that job.
It's grunt work, but you're good at it. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's